Hello everybody, this is Danny
and Wanda
from Deep South Homestead with our dinner today. It is, I guess you might say, with the exception of cheese,
and
it's
salad dressing.
And the salad dressing, it's 100% from our place.
Everything else is. I have salad. We still are getting lettuce, tomatoes from the greenhouse. I've got onion, green onion, what do you call it?
Chives.
Not the chives, but these are just green onions.
Multiplying onions.
Multiplying onions, yes.
Yeah.
And then I have garlic chives with the salad dressing and the cheese. And on the side, I have some refrigerator pickles. And so I think it's on Crazy Days, I have a video on how to make refrigerator pickles. And I have a little bit of soup that I made, and I'm putting a video on Crazy Days on soup from canned veggies.
Yeah, canned veggies, yeah.
And yours?
Me, I've got the same soup that she has here. Got our canned carrots and potatoes and everything in it. My cheese, the only kind of cheese I found that I can actually eat that's store-bought is sharp cheddar cheese or extra sharp cheddar cheese. That's the only ones that doesn't mess with my stomach or my bowels in any kind of way. Don't know why. I just know that it's the only one I can eat right now. We have the fresh lettuce. We have the fresh tomatoes from the greenhouse. Little small tomatoes. We love it. We got 2 or 3 different varieties here.
Mm-hmm.
The black creme, you know, got little small ones and stuff like that to eat with our salads. And then my meat is Frankie, right? It's a mutton Frankie burger, we call it. It's a mutton from our hair sheep. So we're excited about that. Of course, and we both drink nothing but pure well water from our property here. It's not community water that has chlorine in it, but it is well water straight from our ground here.
And Danny and I both have drink bottles like this. He keeps one on the tractor. I keep one all the time. This is the Contigo or Contigo,
however you say it.
And it keeps it cold for a while. And Danny has 2 or 3 different varieties, and he keeps one with him. So we have water all day.
All day long, yeah. So we had a busy day. Today was oil change day. We changed oil in the trucks and tractors and everything, and got all that took care of this morning.
And no, guys, I did not video anything to do with oil change, so no oil change videos coming up.
Yep, no oil change. I've got a video coming up on the Kogon grass. We
probably by the end of the week.
Sometime, between now and the end of the week, you'll see a video on Kogon grass. The spraying of it now. We're going to show y'all what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on we'll show you the results of what we did.
That's why toward the end of the week.
Toward the end of the week, and we will show you whether or not this process will work or not.
Yeah, before we take drastic measures. We're working for it.
Well, we don't want to go tell someone something will work without first proving it.
Or something won't work.
Yeah.
And the reason Danny's sitting really low and I'm sitting really high, I brought a kitchen chair out because I like support on my back, and he's sitting in a lawn chair, and it makes him look like he's really short today.
I am. I'm a mini me today. A little short, a shorty.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah. The weather. We had some very strange things that happened here in the Gulf Coast on Sunday.
Yeah, we had an earthquake out in the Gulf, not too far from us here. It was out next to the Horizon oil drilling accident. I think Horizon was like 40 miles off the coast of Louisiana, and this earthquake, the center of it was they said a 5 originally, then they dropped it to a 4.5. I think they said it's like, I don't remember if it's 60 or 100 miles off the coast of Louisiana, something like that.
More like 60, I think.
Yeah,
right in the vicinity.
Right in the vicinity of where that Horizon mishap took place at.
And now, guys, that is unusual because in the Gulf, we usually don't have earthquakes, especially 4.5 or 4.9 It started out 4.9 and then they changed it to 4.5.
There were no tsunami warnings or anything like that went up.
Nothing came of it, in other words.
No, nothing came of it. But the thing about it is, guys, it was always said from the beginning of the Horizon accident that it was at the end of the New Madrid fault line. That was what was always said. And could it be that the New Madrid is starting to flare up there? Because it also has been said, and I have seen some video, I'm not going to say where, but I've seen some video that it was not really 100% capped, that it was still leaking a little bit. But that the pressure was too great for them to be able to
100%.
stop it 100%. And when Wanda and I was at the beach here a while back with BJ and them,
about a month
ago, there were still tar balls washing ashore.
And this is several years
and
later.
This has been many years later. So they say it's still actually leaking on the ocean floor a little bit. And if it has anything to do with this earthquake, or if the earthquake messes with it in any way and it starts releasing tons of oil back into the Gulf, guys, we could have another really major disaster on our hands here.
Yes, it would ruin the Gulf Coast again.
Well, we don't eat anything out of the Gulf anyway, because we've seen the Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico is extremely nasty. And it's just what it is. It's a Gulf. It's not the ocean or anything like that. It's basically, even the currents have changed in it. Let me say that. And it's basically just a stagnant body of water. The Mississippi River dumps into it and dumps tons of chemicals down on the other side of Louisiana.
It moves, but it's in
it
and
moves,
out.
but it's a very unusual movement. These chemicals that all dump into it, the mouth of the Mississippi, they have what's called a dead zone out there, that nothing lives for miles and miles and miles at the mouth of the Mississippi, because the nitrogen from the farms upstream and chemicals from factories up and down the Mississippi River dump into it, and there's no oxygen out there. What they say. So I mean, there's a lot of consequences.
Here we've had some different weather. I mean, it was kind of cool 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Turned around. Even our nights are kind of cool.
Yeah.
But the days are up in the 80s.
High 80s.
And that's not unusual for here. Usually it's 80s and 90s. What is unusual is the extent of the sun. Yes, it's like always been hot.
It's always been hot, yeah.
That's not the problem. It's almost like it's a blistering, I mean, just to step out from the shade into the sun, stand there 5 minutes, and it's almost like you're totally blistering. It's
like you're being irradiated.
Yeah, it's almost like something's intense.
Yeah.
We've lived here all our lives, and you can go out into the sun. Yes, it's hot, very hot, and you will blister if you stay out in it for a while. Yeah. This blistering feeling immediately is something we haven't felt before.
This is something new for us.
And our crops are taking it too, because we were planting yesterday and the ground's actually wet.
Yeah.
Which is normal for us, but the tops of the ground are so parched. It's almost like they've been midsummer after 100 days of 100-degree weather with no rain. The tops are totally dried out, but you can go what?
3 inches deep. Yeah, and it's wet.
And it's still wet, so we still have moisture. And so we've been planting and praying for the best with all of it. We planted butter beans, speckled butter beans.
We planted speckled butter beans yesterday evening.
The Lorries, Brian and Heather helped plant the speckled butter beans.
Yeah.
I planted a few Cherokee tan pumpkins. We're going to see how they do. We put them in, what kind of corn is that?
The blue Mohican Hopi corn.
So I planted our Cherokee tan pumpkins just sporadically in them. So we'll see how that does too. We're experimenting because I guess because we do have such a supply of food, we're not worried about losing everything. And if we do lose something, it's not like we're not going to eat, if that makes sense.
The Blue Hopi corn is not performing very well.
But we're giving it the best shot.
I mean, we're doing it just like we did the Danny corn. Everything that we done to the Danny corn, we're doing to it. It's just not responding. The Danny corn should be 2.5 feet tall. The Blue Mohican corn is only like 6 inches tall.
We have a few that's a little taller, but it's sporadic.
We're looking at the areas where the few that's growing at the soil conditions there and what's going on. And the ones that are actually growing really well are the ones that's in a wet location.
Mm-hmm. They seem to need more water than the others. And where we've got it planted, there is a better supply of water under most of it, not all of it.
Well, it's underground spring heads right there.
Yeah. And we have, what's the tomatoes? The Cherokee
purples.
They are doing pretty good. They've got little tomatoes on them. We've got some red ripper peas that are up, looking good. In containers in the front, we have the butter pea, which is putting on runners and starting to bloom. I noticed our rattlesnake beans in the back to Eden has put on runners, and there are actually a couple of blooms, so it won't be long with those.
Yeah. They're needing some fertilizer, though, because they're really suffering. The color of the leaves are not good.
I don't know if it's the Cherokee garden or if it's just because we did fertilize. We've added fertilizer to it. It's had rabbit manure. It's had stuff. They shouldn't lack from fertilizer.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but there's something.
The cool nights maybe have been started off, and it's just now getting its hold.
Yeah, because we're still down in the 50s at night. So,
which is awesome to me. I'm liking it.
Oh, we love it. Don't get me wrong. We love the temperatures. But it's playing havoc, going from 50-something to this week we're going to be at 90, 92, 93. Mm-hmm. When you start going from 50-something to 90-something, that's a pretty big stress on a plant.
And plus, everything we plant is acclimated to our soil.
Yeah.
And our temperatures, and usually this time of the year, it's at least 70 and above night and day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little different. We're not used to the cool temperatures, but we're liking it. We like this weather a little bit.
Well, let's just get up in the morning and we can get something done and not be burning up, sweating like crazy, you know. And like today, we've been having these weird winds coming out of the north.
But we're loving it.
We love it.
It's awesome.
It's a cool breeze, but a north wind will dry the ground out faster than anything else.
And our apple tree is totally loaded. Danny's going to have to prop every limb up.
Every limb on it's going to have to be propped. It actually bloomed twice. We've got 2 different ages of apples on it.
We have some pears, a few peaches. We
picked blueberries. We picked blueberries yesterday.
Yeah, he brought in blueberries, and I'm going, oh no, don't tell me that, because that means his dad's blueberries are getting ready, which means we are going to have to take some time to go pick blueberries there. And these trees are just overwhelmingly loaded usually. Yeah. So we've got to go check them. So we may be doing a blueberry.
That's 3 weeks early.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks early because we usually don't pick till at least the end of May, if not the first week in June.
Last weekend in May, first weekend in June is usually when we pick.
And that's a skim pickings the first time. So it's a little early.
Yeah, it's way early.
Our fig tree is 100% loaded, and they're getting good size, which means they may be in by the 1st of May. 1st of June.
1st of June. They usually go in July.
It's right in July before we get figs.
We've got a lot of abnormalities happening here.
All the berries have been early. The huckleberries I'm still picking. And strawberries, blackberries are just starting. The raspberries
I saw some blooms on them.
They're blooming galore.
Yeah.
So we still have berries coming in. As one fades out, the next one comes in. What else?
I don't know.
Green beans, the
Oh yeah, the
contenders
contenders.
are blooming.
They actually have beans on them. I was looking at them about 3 inches long.
So we may have contender green beans within the week.
Yeah.
We didn't get a lot of them up, but it'll be enough for us to eat fresh. And
Yeah, we'll be able to eat fresh. There's just so much, guys, going on that we feel blessed in a tremendous way. I mean, I think that I don't know if we've ever had this much stuff come in this fast, because we still got a pile of potatoes to dig.
Yeah, we still got several rows to finish of potatoes. And I haven't gotten the ones canned that I need canned. And Danny took part of them down to the cellar. The bigger ones that are medium to bigger ones that we're going to save for eating fresh. I've canned a lot. I don't even know how many. And
I know it's been a lot.
I'm going to can more. You're putting out sweet potato slips. We haven't gotten a video out yet on the sweet potato slips, but we will.
We've put out about 250, and we got about 250 more to go. But we're having to wait till we get the Irish potatoes out of the field before we put them in, because they go where the Irish potatoes are at.
And we're going to be harvesting red clover. Probably do a video on that before long. It's drying.
Okay, guys, we got to get off of here.
I'm through eating.
She's through eating. I'm a little bit slower. So we're going to get off and just say this was our daily chat with y'all while we're eating. So thank y'all.
From Deep South Homestead.